is Ruel's Running Podcast, a podcast about running, health, family, play, and an NSNG lifestyle. And now, here's your host, Ruel.
Excuse me as I rock on. That's Went Away by Dorothy Lane. Dorothy Lane out of Martinez, California. That's out of the Cut and Dry album. Check them out at dorothylanemusic.com. Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to Ruel's Running Podcast. I'm your host, Ruel Abadam. What's going on? What's good? What's new? How's it hanging? How are they bouncing? Are they dangling? Are they slipping off? I don't know what the heck that means. So, I'm a bit sore. And it's not a result of doing any running. It's a result of eating some fun foods and doing some physical labor. And there's nothing like fun foods and physical labor to make you feel old. Fun foods. My daughter had a 5th birthday. She turned 5, had a birthday party this past weekend, and it was awesome. Really good. A lot of work. And the fun foods we had, because it's the birthday after all, started with the cake. There was a cake. There was ice cream cake. I think it was chocolate or it might have been red velvet. I can't tell. Either way, the cake was dark. And it had what looked like vanilla ice cream. So it was an ice cream cake from a place called Baskin & Robbins. And decorated on top were 2 My Little Ponies. Yes. And I didn't have any of the cake, but I was the one who cut the cake. It was a square-shaped cake, so I managed to cut 20 appropriate-sized slices for mainly the kids. Mostly classmates of my daughter. It was a princess-themed party. There was a second cake, but it was untouched. It wasn't an ice cream cake, but it was a lovely cake, and that will be had a week from yesterday. So it was just in case we needed to have another cake sliced, we would sacrifice that second cake. Otherwise, it would be stored and kept for the following weekend, because we are going to host another party next week. Awesome. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it's awesome. Fun foods. That was the birthday cake, starting from the back end, and then there were 3 things on the dessert table that we prepared. One was a Hello Dolly bar. Another one was a chocolate ganache cup, sort of a cupcake, but it was a cake cup. It was a cake cup with chocolate ganache in it, and topped off with a raspberry. And third was what are called apple roses. That one I actually made myself. You take a puff pastry, have thin strips about an inch, maybe 2 inches, 2-inch strips in width, and they're about, 10 inches in length. And there's a way to thinly slice the apples and soften them and lay them over the one edge of the puff pastry. And actually, before you do that, you spread some apple jelly on it, and then you lay the slices, and you roll the thing, and you have lovely little apple roses. Sprinkle it with some ground cloves, and some ground cinnamon. And you place it in a cupcake baking pan in its own little cupcake compartment. So made 12 of those guys and baked them, and then after they were baked, sprinkled with a little bit of powdered sugar. And it was very lovely to create and see. And they weren't sweet. They had a nice amount of cinnamon sort of sweetness, but not sugary appleness. So from there, head on to the other things that were served. And you're like, Ruel, why are you telling us all of this stuff? It's full of sugar and it's full of grains. I know. Isn't it wonderful? It's a birthday party. It's okay. Calm down. Just wanted to share. We made some. They look like they're like mini, using a mini cupcake tin or baking tin. Took some corn dog mixture and halfway filled each of the little spots with the mixture, and then stuck in a small piece of hot dog. You bake that up, and you have what's basically cornbread muffins stuffed with hot dog. So it's a corn dog, but in the shape of a muffin. Had one of those. Had a spinach artichoke dip. Had that. And then on the side, some tortilla chips. What else did we have? We had, I made a batch of mac and cheese, essentially, but it wasn't using elbow macaroni. It was using some sort of other tube, twisty, shaped pasta. I think it started with a C or something. But I just cooked the pasta and set it aside, and then I made the cheese sauce by combining some butter and some heavy cream and some shredded cheddar cheese. So made the cheese sauce that way, and threw in a bunch of salt as well. And then added the drained cooked pasta to it, and that was that. And I made sort of mini spam musubis. So what that is if you imagine a slice of spam seasoned with some coconut aminos. Traditionally, you're using some sort of teriyaki sauce, but the spam musubi actually was one of the few gluten-free items that we had at the party. So take a slice of spam and you season it with some coconut aminos, and then you fry it lightly on each side, and then you cut the slice in half, so you have a half a slice, and you make an appropriate sized block of white rice. We cooked jasmine rice, and it was about an inch in height, but it was basically square, maybe 2 inches square, 2 inch by 2 inch by an inch thick, and then lay this half sliced spam over it, and then have a nice thin strip of nori seaweed wrap. Have some what's called furikake, which is basically sesame seed and seaweed sprinkles between the spam and the rice block, and then you have a little strip of seaweed to kind of hold it all together. So I made about 25 of those mini musubis. What else did we have? This was something new. They were smoked salmon, cucumber roses, I guess they're called. And they're really tricky. You take a cucumber and you slice them really thin lengthwise, so they're real flexible. You can roll them up, but before you roll them up, try to pat dry as much of that moisture away from it. And we had a mixture of cream cheese, dill, and smoked salmon. And so you would put a layer of that over the thin cucumber slice, and then you would roll it. And as you imagine, those have to be prepped and served very close together. And as they continue to sit out, more water comes out of the cucumber, and you got sort of this really, really moist, gooey thing. I think next time, if we were to do that, I think, and actually they were plated over layers and layers and layers of paper towel, so that it would sop up that moisture. That way it wouldn't be sitting in a puddle of water. And they managed to stay decent for the course of the party, which was, I think, 3 hours. Yeah. That was interesting to make because we didn't have smoked salmon, so to substitute smoked salmon, I basically cooked the salmon in an Instant Pot, seasoned it with smoked paprika, and the way you do that is you put it on the what's it called, the trivet, or the little metal wire stand, if you will. You put it in the Instant Pot and you lay the seasoned salmon over it, and you have 3/4 cup of water in the insert, and there's a steam setting for 3 minutes. So you let it come to temp, and you have it sealed. So it takes under 10 minutes to cook a salmon steak in the Instant Pot. Really lovely. I almost wanted to say it's a neat hack, but it isn't a hack. It's actually cooking in an Instant Pot. It's not any trick, but it feels like it's a hack because it's so fast. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else we had. Oh, we had some restaurant bought or bake shop purchased chicken empanadas. So if you imagine an apple turnover, like an apple turnover, like a big old pie, and but instead of having apple in it, it's some sort of chicken mixture. So it was a savory pocket. That was nice. I'm trying to remember what else we had. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, we had some watermelon as well. I mean, we had a watermelon in the fridge. We might as well put it out there and serve that. So yeah, had that. That was cool. That was pretty much it. So a lot of fun foods. What did I get into? Oh, we even had quiche. We had store-bought quiche, 2 kinds. Actually, the box came with 2 kinds. One with like a vegetable, cheese, and egg sort of filling, and the other one was essentially the same, but it had bacon. So I had that. So yeah, a lot of easy finger food type foods. And I got into the apple roses. I got into the quiche, the artichoke dip, the empanadas, and the musubi. So that's a lot of fun foods. And yep, I woke up not feeling so hot. Joints, my back, my morning poop was horrible. It's like I defecated the underworld from my underworld, and it was just horrible. Imagine people eat and live this way every day. It used to be me every day. Man, I used to drop a whole series of underworlds. But yeah, good. That's good. That's great. That's wonderful. It was a princess theme. We hired some entertainment. One was a princess bus, so all of the girls got to go into this bus and basically get a makeover. Got their hairs done with a curling iron. Got to put on and take home a princess dress and wand and tiara. It was pretty impressive. I was amazed how how it all turned out. Yep. We had a grown-up princess appear and sing songs and do activities with the girls. Yeah, and yeah, there were other guys. There were some boys in the party. You know, some cousins and my boys were there. So the boys just like watched TV, played video games, or just goofed off in the jumpy house. Yeah, it was a good time. A lot of work though. A lot of work prepping the day before and the morning of. And there's always a worry that we're not going to get enough done, and we managed to get things all done 2 hours ahead of time, and had some time to just relax and spend time with the guests who did come in early, primarily the family members, relatives. Yeah, and but still not a lot of me or my wife to go around as far as whenever we host these things, because there's always more. I mean, you're always outnumbered, and to be able to catch up and meet up and chat with folks and try not to remember, take pictures here, take pictures of these folks, take pictures of these things, and it's easy to and to miss the fact that certain people came in, and then next thing you know, you realize you didn't spend as much time as you wanted with them, and they have to go. A lot of that stuff, but oh well. As long as folks had fun, and it's usually the hosts that sort of feel like they missed something or lost out some way. Yeah. So last episode I talked about how upset I was and how I got over the fact that I wasn't able to run that 50-mile event, the Dick Collins 50, but it was a good decision, and I wasn't sure where I was going to take my running. I am still signed up for a 50-miler in December, but that might not happen because December is already super busy, so bummed. I might have to just relinquish that spot. I'm going to contact shipping and let them know, like, I don't know if it matters because it's a fat-ass format for the event, but in case, the thing sort of caps off with participants, if it does, I don't want my registration to block somebody else who wants to do the event. So I gotta do that. Gotta remember to do that. And so I was playing with the idea, talking to my wife about, okay, what can I get into in November? There's Mount Tam. They've got a November event, and I don't know if it already happened, but it might be next weekend. But I thought about it, and I don't know. I would do 50K, but I don't know if I want to do like the hour and a half drive that morning, because that means instead of heading out 4:30 in the morning, I'd have to leave like 3 in the morning or 3:30, or I don't know. It's like I don't want to do that. Like, get up extra early, do a commute, cross the bay, get to the race, and then it'll probably take me 8 hours to do the 50K anyways, right? I've never been on that course, but the time allotment's the same as all the other 50Ks for Inside Trail. And then I would drive home the hour and a half. I don't know. So that was what I was trying to consider. I can't find anything else in November that I don't know if I'm not looking hard enough. But so I might just fall back to just go running on my own again. Just do my solo runs. I told her if I end up doing that, then I'm still gonna be gone the whole day. I'll either do 50K or I'll do 50 miles, depending on how I feel, and so that'll probably be how I wrap up the year of runs. Is I'll know that that's the best I can come up with because of a lot of other stuff going on. But yeah, that's fine. I haven't done much running since. I did a run. I mentioned last episode. Did some hill repeats. I'm not going to do that anytime soon. My back's pretty sore. I woke up this morning. I stretched out after taking a leak. Not right while I was standing in the thing, but I walked out of the bathroom and I looked out the window and realized it's still pretty dark. And I knew that had I started that Dick Collins at the same time, that's how dark it was going to be. And anyways, so I put my hands up and I stretched, try to be as tall and long as possible. And then when I relaxed, I felt my back spasm a couple times and thinking, ooh, that's not good. I'm in rough shape. So probably not going to go for a run, probably not going to do hill repeats, and I don't know, I'll probably just take a walk and try to be mindful that I shouldn't do anything silly and stupid. I did return rental chairs and tables just this morning, and that's where I could have risked hurting myself to a point where I'd be out of commission. I don't want to do that. I have a lot of work to do this week leading up to the birthday and stuff that has nothing to do with the birthday, but so various places where it's going to be super hectic. And why am I wasting my time recording a podcast? Because I was caught up in traffic and I figured it's the best time to actually get a recording in so that I don't miss something. But yeah, that's that. That's the update. That's all I got. A lot of birthday chat, a lot of fun food chat, and a little poop chat, and some what's up with the running chat. So there. Thanks for chatting, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try to come up with something more interesting to talk about on the next episode. And so stay tuned. Hug your friends, hug your family, eat something delicious, and go run something. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Ruel's Running Podcast with Ruel. If you like what you just heard, share it with your friends and your enemies. Also, be sure to check out the site over at ruelsrunning.com. This has been another Coffee with Heavy Cream production. Join us next time for another silly show of Ruel's Running Podcast.